Welcome to day 10 of quarantine on the beach.
We found a great campground in the state of Campeche, and this is where we plan to hunker down for the time being.
So for today, we're going to be answering as many of your questions as we can.
For those of you who are new here to our channel, we are Caitlin and Howard New State of the New State Nomads.
It's not just a clever name, it is our name. We're the New State Nomads. For about the last 2 years, we've been traveling full-time in our 2019 Winnebago Navion 24D all over North America, from Nova Scotia to Florida to San Diego, California, all the way up to Alaska, and yet still managed to sneak in trips to Dubrovnik, Chernobyl, Munich, Germany for Oktoberfest, and a whole bunch of other places I can't even remember right now.
Most recently, our next big international trip was here to Mexico, which we spent months planning with our friends Dennis and Liz from Eat CRV and Stacy and Thomas from I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing. And we have been in Mexico now for the past 2 months, where we've done some awesome things. We visited Guanajuato and did some amazing food tours. We swam in crystal teal water of Ciudad Valle.
Oh, we saw the pyramids of Teotihuacan. We went paragliding. We've done some amazing stuff.
And then we spent some time in Mexico City.
So this afternoon, we're in the city center. We're going to be
Mexico
exploring
City, and then headed to the jungle. And that's where our plans started to change.
Yeah, with the onset of coronavirus all across the planet, really, Mexico is no different.
And so that's why we wanted to put a pause on our regular RV Mexico travel series and give you a real-time update on our plans moving forward.
We've also been getting a lot of questions from our friends, families, and subscribers, and so we thought today would be a good opportunity to answer those in one fell swoop.
The number one question that we've been getting, and this one was from our YouTube subscriber Lance, is are we planning to cancel our Mexico trip and head back into the United States before the borders had closed?
And the answer is no. And can you blame us? I mean, look, we're on a beach quarantining.
But there were a lot of reasons that we did decide to stay. One of which, when all of this really started getting serious, before there was even talk of the borders closing and before the pandemic was really as widespread as it is now, the fact is we were already thousands of miles into Mexico. So backtracking all of those miles, all the time that it would take, just was not feasible for us.
Yeah, and speaking from a financial standpoint, just like many of you, our income has dropped precipitously because of the after effects of the coronavirus. And so because of that, it didn't make financial sense for us to spend as much money as it would cost just for us to get back to the border, only to cross and may not even have a place to stay.
Yeah, a lot of the campgrounds and some of the BLM land is closing. We belong to Facebook groups for the RV community, and we've seen how hard it is for some of our companions to find a place to go right now. So we knew that was not in our best interest. And realistically, financially speaking, our dollar goes further here right now. So we are saving money, and we're also able to help the local economy here too, which helps us feel good.
For our friends across the border in the United States, it can be a challenge right now because of campgrounds, state parks, and federal parks being closed to find a place to stay, particularly if you're a full-time RVer. If you have not already looked into Boondockers Welcome, know that recently they lifted the 5-day limit on maximum stay by the hosts. So hosts can now allow you to stay for an indefinite period of time if they so choose. And a lot of them have electricity, even sewer hookups, and can be a great resource. We'll have the link below so you can check it out.
I think another really cool thing too, in some of the Facebook groups, we have seen people opening up their own driveways.
Yes.
Our community of RVers is awesome, and I think it's really cool to see everybody coming together in this time. So kudos to you guys.
So as we were weighing the options, we needed to find a place in Mexico that we could possibly shelter in place indefinitely. So what we were looking for was a place that hopefully had electricity, fresh water supply, grocery nearby, and really this fit all of those boxes.
Plus, it doesn't really hurt that our front yard right now is a beach, which we are very thankful for.
We are, and we are maintaining a safe distance from other people as well. This beach is rarely even used by the local population here.
Until the afternoon.
Until the afternoons. And so we try and use it like in the mornings and in the late afternoon and the evenings. And if somebody comes out, there's enough space along the beach that we can easily maintain 20 feet or 30 feet between people as well, even if there were people on the beach. Our original plan was to stay in Mexico for up to 6 months. You see, our visa is good for 180 days. So why not try and spend it here, especially getting to look at the beautiful ocean? Another great question that we've gotten multiple times is regarding healthcare. Do we have it? How does it work in Mexico? And the answer is yes, we have it, and it's actually pretty good in Mexico. We haven't used it yet.
Thank goodness. It's through a company called Safety Wing, and it's expat insurance that covers us worldwide on numerous things, healthcare included. We can go to any hospital of our choice. Now, how does coronavirus coverage work? If we were to contract coronavirus today, Mexico is only a level 2 declared by the CDC, so we would be covered indefinitely at any hospital that we go to. Now, once the CDC has declared a country a level 3, you have 10 days to decide if you are going to vacate that country and keep your coronavirus coverage. This does not apply to any other sickness, illness, emergency care whatsoever. We still have that.
To give you a comparison, the United States presently is at a level 3 according to the CDC. Mexico is at a level 2.
Another thing that Safety Wing offers is something called political evacuation, which was actually enacted during our time here in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, and we could have had the option to use it.
So political evacuation is actually something that is triggered by a State Department notice. In the case of what has occurred with coronavirus, the entire world is now under a level 4 notice by the State Department. When the U.S. State Department issues that level 4 notice, we then have 10 days, just like we have with healthcare, to make a decision as to whether or not we want to use the policy. If we decided yes, they would have paid for us and our pets, although unfortunately, Piper and Ella cannot travel by airplane because they're part pug.
And it's a restricted breed.
It's a restricted breed, but they would have paid for us and Piper and Ella to return back to the United States. And I think we had to give them notice, though, by March 21st.
Again, we decided for us that was not the best option because our home would have been stuck here and we didn't have anywhere to go. We have aging relatives, and having been all the places that we have been right now, we cannot risk carrying something back to them. So again, best decision was to stay here in Mexico.
Another question definitely top of mind is, are there cases of coronavirus in Mexico? That was asked by Brenda on Instagram, and the answer is yes, there are.
As of today, there are a little over 700 reported cases here in the country of Mexico. Obviously, a drastically lower number than the United States, but the way Mexico is handling it is pretty similar to the United States. You described it as sort of a checkerboard effect. Each state, because there are states here in Mexico, the leaders of those states are handling it differently. So for example, Mexico City right now, they have shut down numerous businesses, restaurants, bars, similar to a lot of the states in the US. The Yucatan has also put restrictions on bars, entertainment venues, so people are taking it very seriously. A couple of weeks ago, before things really started getting serious, we were in a restaurant which is called Vips.
Vips, it's like a Denny's. It's a chain. They have late night hours and lots of food.
And they were already taking precautions there by sitting people every other booth so that there was a large buffer between us. They came over with a huge bottle of hand sanitizer and asked if they could squirt it in our hands. The mall that we were at had hand sanitizer everywhere. They are practicing social distancing. People have been wearing masks.
This is our first masks that we've had ever, actually. And I'm guessing that part of it is because we're on a chocolate plant. So, and part of it is because of the coronavirus.
Similar to the United States, people are making sure to take it upon themselves to be responsible and be safe.
There are definitely the same type of signs that you see in the United States, like there are lines on the ground to indicate an appropriate distance that you should keep from another person. The amount of masks that we've seen has certainly increased recently, but knowing what we have already seen from the United States, we're taking proactive steps ourselves. That's why we chose to socially distance ourselves and quarantine ourselves even before there's been any type of mandatory order actually here in Mexico.
Another great question that we have gotten is what resources are out there for U.S. citizens who might be abroad? And we can certainly speak to what Mexico is doing.
Yeah, so the U.S. State Department has a program called STEP, the Smart Traveler...
The Smart Traveler Enrollment Program.
Yes, STEP.
Which we are enrolled in.
We're both enrolled in it. And STEP is an email service that comes out from the State Department, specifically from the missions, consulates, and embassies around the world. The U.S. Embassy in Mexico has been sending out these notices, and we've been getting them now at least weekly, and in some cases multiple times a week because of all the coronavirus news. And it covers everything from closures to safety, to border crossings, to international travel. And they're even offering on March 31st a virtual town hall for all expats in Mexico.
We'll link that below. They're doing it on their Facebook page, so I'm sure that will be interesting. And we're glad to know that these extra resources out there just from an educational standpoint.
Yeah. STEP is also a really good program to sign up for regardless because it allows the United States to keep track of its citizens overseas in the event of any evacuations. Now we turn to a practical question. Jack on YouTube asked us why our videos are delayed by a month.
This was something that the RV Amigos all agreed on. A lot of us work full-time from the road, so in order to be able to work full-time, travel, and also enjoy everything that we're experiencing, plus shoot and edit, that was a good buffer of time to allow all of those things in between. We also, from a safety and security standpoint, never reveal an exact location until after we've left. We've done this for all of our travels in the United States, Europe, anywhere we are, just for an added layer of safety. So those are two big reasons of why our videos are delayed. It just helps us take some of that pressure off because we love creating videos, but it's a full-time job. The next question is from fellow RVer Chris, who asks, is diesel hard to find in Mexico?
Not at all. In fact, actually, it seems like it's more prevalent here than it is in the United States. Almost every gas station has diesel. It's just really expensive, like way more than Canada expensive. The most that we've paid per gallon, I want to say, is I think about $4.30 a gallon, and we've paid as little as $3.26 a gallon. But that's still, in some cases, almost double what you can find diesel for right now in the United States.
We've not had any problem finding diesel.
No, in fact, actually, Mexico has their own version of Gas Buddy. I put air quotes because it's the Mexican government's version. So it's not quite as user-friendly, but it does give you prices within 20-kilometer radius of wherever you are of regular gas as well as diesel prices. I love David's question already. David from Instagram asked us, do we have potlucks or cookouts or happy hour? And the answer is, oh yeah.
We haven't done any like formal potlucks or anything like that. But the other day while we were here in quarantine, we made a charcuterie board and brought that out and played games, and that was a lot of fun. Dennis and Liz had made a cheese platter for one day. We were in a river, so we do have fun. I think they're over there making pina coladas for us right now when we're done with this video, so we do our fair share of group drinks and
activities.
Group meals.
Yeah, and activities. I mean, we do travel together, but even once we're in a spot, I mean, like Teotihuacan we did together, paragliding. I mean, we went paragliding with Dennis and Liz together, so we do definitely do activities together as well.
And I will say it is nice having quarantine buddies because we have been together, you know, for several weeks. If they were exposed to anything, we were, and vice versa. So it is nice having friends that, you know, as much as we love each other, it is good to have, you know, other people to communicate with face to face right now.
Definitely helps.
So what does a typical quarantine day look like here on the island for Howard and I?
We typically wake up around 4 p.m. And then start our day finishing around 4:30.
But in all seriousness, we do have work that we still are able to do for certain clients, which we are very thankful for. So we start our work day. We've been cooking a lot of meals at home, which is great. We love to cook, so this just gives us an extra opportunity. There's a market literally a block away, so we can go get fresh fruits and vegetables.
Look at this big one, Kaylin.
We got so much food. So we have avocados, limes, peppers, onion, apple, huge pineapple, a bag of vegetables, cucumber, and a mango for $5.
Yeah, it was 124 pesos.
There are definitely some differences, though, from a normal week for us. For example, when we go grocery shopping, when we go to the produce market, we do have to sanitize all the fruits and vegetables, which is not something that we have been doing really previously. So we have this solution that we use, just a couple drops, you put it in the water, and then you put the fruits and vegetables in, and it sanitizes it in order to prevent any possible contamination or spread of coronavirus.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you got to fit in your beach time. Literally right outside of our front door is the beach, so we get in lots of vitamin D.
That sounds good. Vitamin D.
I swear I have not had anything to drink yet. That's kind of what our day looks like. We have been working out too. Liz and I still are doing our yoga, which is nice. And then, we've been binge watching some Netflix.
Oh, I didn't know where she was going with this. Yes, we have been.
We got on the Tiger King train.
Have you watched Tiger King yet?
Let's talk about it. Drop those comments below because holy cow, I mean, thank goodness that was released around the time of all this going on, because that has been definitely a source of entertainment and a whole lot of just shaking your head. So that's kind of what our day looks like and what we've been doing, and it's just get up and repeat.
And finally, one of the most important questions that we've gotten, Live in Life and Drive asked us, how's the CRV table doing? Well, it's doing just fine, living its best life.
Introducing to Mexico the new to us 1997 Honda CRV. With push-button unlock, the CRV's rear hatch is easily accessible wherever you are. Tucked beneath the carpet is a feature exclusive to the CRV, a picnic table. Honda's picnic game was strong in 1997, and now so can yours wherever you are. With its lightweight aerodynamic design, the CRV picnic table travels wherever you do, and setup is a snap with 2 easy to unfold adjustable legs. Whether quarantining on the beach or enjoying a quarantini at home, the CRV picnic table comes through. Honda, get your picnic on.
We hope this was a good opportunity to answer some of the questions that you have. But if you think of any others, drop them in the comments below.
We really hope that everyone stays safe and healthy during this unprecedented time. We're thinking about you all. Next week, we will be resuming our regularly scheduled RV Mexico series with the RV Amigos. And remember, everything is delayed by 3, sometimes 4 weeks. So we are not out and about traveling right now. We're practicing safe social distancing and doing our part to mitigate the spread.
Stay safe. Thanks for watching.